Let me start off with the Proverbs 1 verse 20.
This is the book of Proverbs, chapter 1, verse number 20. Wisdom crieth without, she utters her voice in the streets. She crieth in the chief place of concourse, in the openings of the gates. In the city she uttereth her words, saying, how long, ye simple ones, will you love simplicity?
That's right. That's right. So what you're doing, you're reading the Bible, trying to give our people these law, statutes, and commandments, which is our wisdom. Yeah, this is our wisdom. All right. Let me get 1 Corinthians 3 verse 19. This because we might claim that we have so many degrees and so many experience, but we don't know nothing about what the Most High God has given to us. All right, we don't know. So let's 1 Corinthians 3 verse 19.
1 Corinthians chapter 3 verse 19. For wisdom of this world is foolishness with God. For it is written, he taketh the wise in their own craftiness. And again, the Lord knoweth the thoughts of the wise, that they are vain.
That's right. That's right. So the wisdom of this world, brother, you understand? The wisdom of this world is foolishness to God. Do you know what true wisdom is? You know what we would according to God, what we would call true wisdom. All right, let me get Surah 1 verse 26. And let me give you what true wisdom is. Because we out here hustling and claim that we know stuff and doing stuff. But at the end of the day, we know nothing, man, until we know these last statutes and commandments of God.
This is the book of Sirach, chapter 1, verse 26. If thou desire wisdom, keep the commandments.
That's right. So if we need wisdom, keep the commandments of God. You understand? You understand, brother? So you know any commandments of the Most High God that's written in the Bible? Do you know any of the commandments? You know, you don't know none of the 10 commandments. Thou shalt not kill. Let me give you a commandments. Okay, one commandment right now. Let me get Leviticus 23 verse 3. Listen to this commandment, brother.
This is the book of Leviticus, chapter 23, verse number 3. 6 days shall work be done, but the 7th day is the Sabbath of rest and holy convocation. Ye shall do no work therein. It is the Sabbath of the Lord in all your dwellings.
So that's the first wisdom you're gonna learn today. That today, the 7th day of the week, is the Sabbath of the Most High God. We shouldn't be out here working, hustling, buying and selling and going about our business, trampling and polluting the Most High God holy day. We should not be doing that. Okay? Let me get that Surah again. 1 verse.
With Sirach, chapter 1, verse 26. If thou desire wisdom, keep the commandments, and the Lord shall give her unto thee.
That's right, man. So if we desire wisdom, if we need to be any resemblance of having some form of sense in this world, we have to keep the commandments.
Right.
All right. Let me get Deuteronomy 4 verse 5 to 6. If we have any hopes, any desire of wisdom, we have to desire to keep the commandments of God.
Deuteronomy chapter 4, verse number 5. Behold, I have taught you statutes and judgments, even as the Lord my God commanded me, that ye should do so in the land whither ye go to possess it. Keep therefore and do them, for this is your wisdom and your understanding in the sight of the nations.
Oh, okay. For this is what?
For this is your wisdom and your understanding in the sight of the nations. We shall hear all these statutes and say, surely this great nation is a wise and understanding people.
That's right. But you look around us right now, nobody's saying that about us. Nobody's saying that about the children of Israel.
Right.
That say, wow, these people are so wise. Nobody's saying that. They're looking at us with a shaking of the head. All the bywords and all the bywords and slangs they give it unto us. All the stereotypes. Because what? We turn our back on the last statutes and commandments of the Most High God. We turn our back on the wisdom, the chief wisdom that we should have. Alright? Let me get Proverbs 4 verse 7. Yeah, Proverbs 4 verse 7. Because if we keep these commandments, just one commandment, dedicate our life to keeping the last statutes and commandments of God, it will turn our community so much around. But imagine keeping all of them.
This is the book of Proverbs chapter 4 verse number 7. Wisdom is the principal thing. Therefore get wisdom, and with all thy getting, get understanding.
You heard that, brother? We have to get wisdom. That's the first thing we gotta seek in this world. And we get our wisdom by keeping these commandments that is written in the book of life. Yeah? It's the principal thing. That's what keeps us going, that's what should keep us going. And then we wonder why all these things happen to us. Yeah? We wonder every day why. And then it's crazy, man. It's crazy. We will be crying about all these calamities, sickness, jail, death, all kind of disappointment in life, and we'll be crying and we'll be praying and we cry about it, and we believe the Most High God hearing what our cry. Let me get back to Proverbs 1 verse 20. Yeah, go over to 23. Yeah, because we out here crying and we think that the Most High God will hear our cry, and this is the reaction when we turn our back on the last statutes and commandments. This is the reaction God gives to us when He see us crying.
This is the book of Proverbs chapter 1 verse 20. Wisdom crieth without, she uttereth her voice in the streets.
Hold on. Listen, walk slow and listen to this Bible verse, my brother.
She crieth in the chief place of concourse, in an openings of the gates. In the city she uttereth her words, saying, how long, you simple ones, will you love simplicity?
So the Most High God is asking you, brother, how long will we love simplicity? Yeah, how long are we going to be simple people? Yeah.
And the scorners delight in their scorning, and fools hate knowledge.
And oh man, that's we don't even hate, we despise knowledge, man.
Right.
We despise knowledge and we love the foolishness. We love the foolishness. Yeah. Just turn up one stupid music right now that don't make no sense and see how our people react. You remember that show that Dave Chappelle had with the drums?
Yeah.
So how people love music.
Yeah.
You just turn on some music and we just react, man, and start doing all kind of crazy things. Yeah, I used to play this joke with my grandmother. I don't know if I should say it, but I used to do this thing. It was funny to me with my grandmother. And my grandmother loved to speak in tongues. And I would just say something biblical or some act like a preacher. And my grandmother would just go off speaking in tongues. You know, I was a little boy and I would just love playing with her like that. But we just love these things that we inherit from the plantation that don't make no sense at all. Let me get it again.
Book of Proverbs chapter 1 and verse 22.
Yeah.
How long, you simple ones, will you love simplicity, and scorners delight in their scorning, and fools hate knowledge?
Yeah.
Turn you at my reproof. Behold, I will pour out my spirit unto you. I will make known my words unto you, because I have called and you refused. I have stretched out my hand and no man regarded. But you have set at naught all my counsel, and with none of my reproof.
Yeah.
I also will laugh at your calamity. I will mock when your fear cometh. When your fear cometh as desolation, and your destruction cometh as a whirlwind. When distress and anguish cometh upon you, then shall they call upon me.
Hold on. I'm just going to show the reaction of God. You know, when our fear cometh and our desolation come, and we believe that, okay, now is the time for us to pray and seek the Lord. This is how God gonna react to us in our desolation. He will,
I will also laugh at your calamity.
he will laugh
I
at
will
our
mock
calamity.
when your fear cometh. When your fear cometh as a desolation, and your destruction cometh as a whirlwind. When distress and anguish cometh upon you, then shall they call upon me, but I will not answer. They shall seek me early, but they shall not find me, for they hated knowledge and did not choose the fear of the Lord.
Hey, sister, why you think our people is at the bottom of the society like this? Huh? Why do we think our people is all, just taking advantage of, no matter where you go in the world? Why do you think that happened to us, sister? Because we decide we don't want to keep the law, statutes, and commandments of the Most High God. You understand that? We don't want to keep the commandments of God. And God said let me get because it seems like we don't believe in God. Isaiah 59 verse 1. We believe that God cannot help us. It seems like that. Like we're giving up on life, man. Because we know we have a God that delivers. We have a God that saves. Alright.
This is the book of Isaiah chapter 59 and verse number 1. Behold, the Lord's hand is not shortened that it cannot save.
The Lord will save us from all of this desolation that we're going through. Yeah? You understand that, brother? You know the Lord can deliver our people from this condition that we're in.
Pan the camera.
The Lord can deliver us from this condition, man. But we don't care. We wanna seek our help from the other nation. We wanna seek salvation from the other nation of people. And it's not gonna happen. Why would they even help?
Behold, the Lord's hand is not shortened that it cannot save, neither his ear heavy that it cannot hear. But your iniquities have separated between you and your God. Your sins have hid his face from you that he will not hear. For your hands are defiled with blood, and your fingers with iniquity. Your lips have spoken lies, your tongue hath muttered perverseness.
Yes. So his hands is not. I mean, God can do it with a flick of a wrist. You know, he can deliver us from this condition. But we decide we're not gonna follow what the Most High God commanded us to do. You understand? What's your name, brother? Joshua. Do you know Joshua from the Bible? What do you know about Joshua? Was a real general, real military man, you know? Brave Joshua. Yeah? If Joshua would be here with us, man, Joshua would be standing here trying to collect all his soldiers and for us to get ourselves out of this condition. We've been in this situation for too long, man. And you know Joshua took over from Moses and lead the children of Israel into the promised land. We are here waiting for our Joshua, which is Yahweh Shai, Jesus. What we call Jesus Christ, his name is Joshua. You know that? Yahweh Shai, that's Joshua. And we're waiting for our Joshua right now. Let me get Deuteronomy 30 verse 1. Because we're waiting for him to deliver us, man. Listen.
This is the book of Deuteronomy chapter 30 verse number 1.
Listen to this, Joshua.
And it shall come to pass, when all these things are come upon thee, the blessing and the curse.
So blessing and curse gonna happen to us. When you look in the days of King Solomon, we had blessing. All the nation were subdued in front of us. Everybody was have to humble themselves in front of the children of Israel. In front of David, everybody have to humble themselves. So we had the blessing in the days of Solomon. You brother, gotta repent, man. Know what's bothering you, brother, and fight the demon. You know, any demon that's bothering you, you gotta fight it, man. And then let me get Matthew 4 verse 4. The only thing that we can use to fight this demon. Let me get
Matthew chapter 4 verse number 4. But he answered and said, it is written, man shall not live by bread alone, but by every word that proceedeth out of the mouth of God.
And that's the word, that's what can deliver us from our situation here. Every single word that proceeds out of the mouth of God.
Right.
But you're not gonna hear that from the church you have to go to on Sunday. You're not gonna hear that from your tele-evangelists and your prosperity doctrine preachers. You're not gonna hear it from them. Okay? They're gonna tell you that do not keep the law, statutes, and commandments. They're gonna teach you that, and that is the doctrine of the devil. That's the doctrine of deceit to keep us in bondage. All right. So we gotta know what's the formula to get us out of this condition that we're currently in. And in saying that, you have to seek the wisdom of God. You have to seek the wisdom, knowledge, and understanding of the Most High God. All right. What you got, man? You got something? Yeah. Because hey sister, let me get to give you 2 Bible verses before you go to your appointment. 2 Bible verses, sister. Yeah. Before we go to have our fun, let's get 2